Caitie, what are your feelings on the death penalty?
I guess it depends. I feel like it should be reserved. If we're going to have it, it should be reserved for the most serious of offenses. But even then, in terms of society, my answer is it's bad. In terms of inside my brain, I might say there might be a little wiggle room.
I get that. I am very anti-death penalty myself,
Okay.
but I will use language like eat the rich. So
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to She's Got Oshi. I'm Nyssa.
I'm Caitie.
And today
We're talking about Death Note.
we're talking about Death Note.
Yeah. I love Death Note. It's great. Before we start, I do have some anime news, if we want to take a quick moment.
Yes, tell me about your anime news.
So, Nyssa, you are aware that I am currently buying the reprinted 3-in-1 volume versions of Red River.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm super excited because it was really hard to find the single volumes before, and now I can have them accessibly and not pay a fortune for them. Surprise, surprise, it's getting an anime.
It's getting an anime.
It's getting an anime, and it's getting an anime this summer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I got it on my Google feed, and it was just like, hey, this is happening. It was like, this has to be fake. And it's not, and it looks really pretty, and I'm really excited, but I can't watch it with anybody, and I can't suggest it to anybody because it's cringe, and it's old, and I will only suggest it to old shoujo lovers.
Well, congratulations to the shoujo girlies. I know you guys need more food.
Oh god, we need more food. The next thing, I mean, we are getting a second season of Yona of the Dawn.
Oh, okay.
The manga just ended. So they did decide to go ahead and continue, which is awesome because it came out 15 years ago? Something crazy. So now I'm just hoping for Skip Beat. Please.
You keep hoping.
I keep hoping. One of these days, I'll get it. But yeah, that's my anime news. So where do we want to start? When did you first find Death Note?
So I first was reading the manga for Death Note. Back when it was getting published in English, I'm about to age myself. I was in high school.
Okay.
While it was coming out.
Okay.
I had a friend who suggested it to me, and so I just read it. I borrowed her books, and then I bought the series myself. And then I think, if my memory serves me right, I watched the anime after I had finished the manga, but I don't think I ever watched part 2 of the anime.
Oh, really?
I think this time around was the first time I ever watched part 2 of the anime.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I mean, it tracks with everything that you've always said about Death Note, so, it's not surprising. I guess, yeah. The first time I was introduced to Death Note was sleeping over at my friend Carissa's house, and then being up later, much later than she was, and just having Cartoon Network on, and Adult Swim ends up playing Toonami, and it comes on, and I remember catching the Chip episode, and then I remember watching the first episode 10 times. I feel like that was the only episode that was playing, and I watched it 10 times during different points. So that was the first time I came across it. I really liked it, but I had no idea what it was. And at that point, I wasn't really allowed to be into that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't really looking it up. It was more of if it came on, then I would watch it. And then I went to college, and I met Andrew, and Andrew's like, I love this anime. We should watch it together. So we came up to school early in the middle of summer, and we just marathoned the entire thing over a matter of 24 hours. Something insane. Yeah, we did nothing else but watch Death Note. It was great.
Yeah, that's actually part of how Andrew and I became friends in high school. We were both in a theater production because we're awful theater people. Yep. And he saw us with one of the volumes and said, oh, you like Death Note? I like Death Note. And that's how our friendship really took off.
Was that during Oliver?
No.
No, it was later.
No, it was later.
Oh, okay.
It was actually during Thoroughly Modern Millie. So I was a senior in high school by the time we started becoming real good friends.
Oh, okay. That's so funny because you had introduced him to Yaoi how many years earlier?
Oh.
At a theater production?
It was like 6 years earlier. He was a baby kid at that point, all right? He was 2 years younger than me, but when you're that young, like, 2 years is, like, a ton.
It is. That's so funny, though. I think it's funny that we both bonded with Andrew over Death Note.
Yeah, Death Note and Andrew go hand in hand.
And that's why he's not here.
That's why he has been booted from the room.
Yeah, because he can't be here. He won't be able to shut his mouth.
He's got too many opinions.
He's got way too many opinions. I yelled at him last night several times. So... it's my opinion, Andrew. I'm not saying it's fact. I was just saying a hypothetical. Anyways, so, do we want to start at the beginning?
Sure.
Cool.
Page 10, I have an issue.
Okay, alright. Let's talk about page 10. You don't like the way his ass is drawn?
No.
It should be more voluptuous.
His flat ass.
Okay, alright. So let's get into it.
Though I will talk about pacing really quickly.
Yeah.
So Death Note, compared to other manga and anime, I forgot how slow it is.
It's so slow.
Like, people will talk about how, like, episode 1 and 2 of Death Note really kicks off really quickly. Mm-hmm. It's so slow.
Yeah.
After that. And I'm not criticizing it. It's just how the story is.
Yeah.
And when you're reading the manga... Number one, I have dyslexia, so it takes me extra long. But Death Note has a lot of smaller-ish panels and a lot of words. And when a manga has a lot of words, it's very slow.
Yeah.
And I underestimated how much time it was going to take me to read a volume of Death Note. Again, this is not a criticism. It's just an observation. Funny story... I recently got a new mattress, and the big, strong mattress men who showed up to put my mattress into my bedroom, they came, and my office is right beside my bedroom, so while they're moving the bed in, I'm eavesdropping on them, because I had too much anxiety.
Of course.
And my girlfriend and I, we have a ton of anime figures in our bedroom, so they immediately started talking about anime. And one of them asked the other, hey, have you ever watched Death Note? And the other one said, nah, man, it's too slow.
Honestly, though, I feel him. I totally feel him. Because, like, if you're not sitting down and, like, slamming it to the face, it's really slow. I feel like you could stop and be like, oh, well, yeah, I don't know if I want to pick it back up. Like, you know, as it's coming out, like, weekly. Or even just, like, you know, if you're working and you can only catch a couple episodes a night. Meanwhile, we convinced Abby to put a pin in One Piece and instead watch all of Death Note.
Yes.
So we're very used to slamming it to the face.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of a par for the course. Just slam it to the face and it's fine. So Abby had a great time. Mm-hmm. Very high stakes all the way through.
Yeah.
Because you really, really went through it. But unless you're going through it in, like, 1 or 2 sittings, it's really slow.
Yeah, it can be very slow.
Yeah, going through the manga, I mean, it took me longer, of course, because I have to read it, and there's a bit more meat to it, but it was just hard. It was a bit more to slog through.
Yeah, it was a lot more than I remember it being.
Yes.
Especially at the time, I mean, I was reading it during classes. Mm-hmm. How did I get A's?
I don't know. Like, I don't think I would have been able to pay attention to it with it going on in class. I definitely remember reading it. I want to say I read it when we moved to Chicago. And I was coming back home, and Andrew was still, like, you know, had another 2 hours before he was going to get home. And it's like, all right, well, I'll read the Death Note, I guess. I'll just read the entire series because I already watched it and I liked it. And I felt like it was a lot easier to get through then. Maybe because I might have been slamming it to the face as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the slow pace does have to do with the fact that it's a psychological thriller. Because thrillers take their time. Mm-hmm. And I think the story does need that. It needs the room to breathe. Mm-hmm. It's just, if you're not expecting it to take its time the way it does, if you're not expecting the amount of wordage, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it is classified as a mystery thriller, but is it not just a Greek tragedy when you think about it?
I suppose it is very much a Greek tragedy.
Which is...
Because we know a lot of times in a mystery or in a thriller, you don't know who the murderer is. Mm-hmm. But in Death Note, the murderer is the protagonist.
Right.
And I feel like that is kind of Greek of it.
It does feel sacrilege to say that it's a Greek tragedy because it feels like you should not put that in that category.
I mean, I was going to say, I wouldn't go around and being like, oh no. Yes, Death Note is a Greek tragedy. I will go around and say it is a psychological thriller.
I might regret saying this in a podcast.
People are going to come after us because we called it a Greek tragedy.
A Greek tragedy. It has Greek tragedy elements. How about that one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's better. Please don't come with me with your pitchforks. I don't want that. I'm sorry.
Please open your books up to page 10. Nyssa has an issue with page 10. It says, "This notebook, dropped into the human world by a Shinigami, sets off an all-out battle between two chosen people."
Oh, shit.
No one's chosen.
Huh. Why
is that on page 10?
And, it's... Because that's a slightly... Did you get that one from online? Like, that translation, that source?
No, it's in the book.
But it's interesting, though, because it is obvious that we do have two slightly different translations.
Oh, I could have literally just missed the word single.
So I'm going to go to a fan translation. From the one notebook lost in the human world by this Shinigami, the grand battle between the two chosen ones begins. And I'm going to go to a second fan translation.
Okay.
From the one notebook dropped in the human world by the Shinigami, an all-out battle between two chosen ones begins.
And the word chosen
is in all of them.
And I have an issue with that word.
Okay.
Because number one, light isn't chosen. Ryuk says, and please forgive me if I did not copy this down into my notes, word for word.
I'm sorry.
He tells Light, after Light asks, "Why did you choose me?" And Ryuk says, sorry, he starts with a laugh. I'm not going to do his laugh.
Don't do that.
"Don't flatter yourself. All I did was drop the notebook, that's all. You thought I chose you? 'Cause you're so smart or something? It just happened to land somewhere around here, and you just happened to pick it up. That's why I wrote the instructions in English. It's the most popular language in your world."
Okay, so this... God, I'm so scared I'm gonna get flamed for this, because Andrew was so angry last night. This actually really lends itself into some of the... I don't want to say arguments, but maybe some of the points that I have that I feel come up throughout the series. Is this fate? Or is all of this by choice? Because right here, if we're looking at the text as coming from the god of this, which is the story writer, saying that it was two chosen people, who's to say that... I mean, Ryuk is known as a Shinigami, which is a god, but it's not a god in the sense of all religions.
No, okay, so Shinigami are much more congruent to our idea of, say, a Grim Reaper race.
Yes.
Species.
Yes.
Excuse me. In our Western Christian-esque society, God is very much thought of as all-powerful, all-knowing. And that is less so in other cultures. And Shinigami are very much in that other culture space.
Right.
They are powerful beings. They're immortal, but they're not all-knowing. Oh, I see your face.
Well, they're not immortal.
No, they're not technically immortal.
Right.
But if they don't... There's ways for them to die, but as long as they follow certain rules, they won't.
Then they won't. Right.
Yes.
So they have the capacity to be immortal. Yes.
They are different in the fact that we think of a god...
Yes.
We think of someone who's all-knowing, all-powerful.
Yes.
this interpretation of a god is not that. It's much more Greek.
Right.
In that they're much more human than a monolithic god.
Yes. And that, I feel like, lends itself into my point of... So Ryuk is a god in the sense of, like, not a Christian kind of one god. It's almost kind of like yokai.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like that in the terms of, like, Japanese lore. Ryuk is not all-knowing. Ryuk doesn't know everything. Who's to say that Ryuk is not also bound by the twists of fate? Maybe these two people were chosen because it was fated to happen.
I can see that. So, something interesting about Death Note is if you think about how Shinigami work. So Shinigami can see your name and when you die.
Yes.
And when something like that is written out, that means that humans' free will is very limited.
Right.
So the idea that we don't have free will is an illusion. We can't tell that we don't have free will, but a Shinigami will come and be like, this is your timeline, I'm going to cut it.
And I'm going to take it.
I'm going to take it, and
Yes.
it changes the world around it.
Right.
So Shinigami are very much like, I feel like humans are a bowl of soup, and Shinigami come, and they just fuck up the soup.
Yes.
I can see if you say that the word chosen is used as fate, as in because Ryuk has now stuck his finger into the soup has now dictated that these two people will come together.
Yes. Yes. And I will also say this. I do not necessarily believe that.
That's fine.
I do not necessarily believe that the entire story is, like, bound by fate, but I also, especially with Death Note, there's a lot of different angles that you can see it from and kind of, like, attribute different meaning or non-meaning to it. And I think it's really interesting to tear apart.
Yeah, well, if you read volume 13, a lot of what the author has said that they purposely did was leave a lot of things ambiguous for that reason.
Yeah.
He wants people to tear it apart and to look at it and try to figure things out, and we'll never know if it's true or not.
Right. And that's, I mean, I love the fact that you can't know if it's true or not, because, I mean, it's really interesting to be able to leave some things up to interpretation. Like, yes, this is the story. This is what happened. Like, you cannot change the facts about what happened throughout the story, but there's so many different, like, reasonings that we don't know behind people, or we don't understand why they did certain things that they did. I think that's so interesting because I didn't catch that. But I agree with you. It's a mistake. Like, it feels like it's a mistake. Or it feels like it's a purposeful mistake. But we also know Oba. And I don't know if that was purposeful.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of this is thought out, but I feel like that line was just like, I'm going to catch the audience's attention and not think about it all that much. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I feel like I shouldn't be giving so much credit to Oba. But at the same time, I feel like that, well, maybe. But then I think about the rest of it and I think, no. Yeah, maybe it's almost like they thought, oh, this is where I'm going with it. And then halfway through decided, nope, we're not taking it that way anymore. No. We're taking it somewhere else.
And just a reminder, we do love Death Note.
We love Death Note.
And that's why we tear it apart.
Tear it apart. So, Nyssa, have you ever heard of the saying, idle hands are the devil's playground?
Why, yes, Caitie. I, too, grew up Christian.
Yep. Is that not what happened here?
It very much is. The whole reason why anything happens in this whole dang series is because these assholes were bored.
That's it. That's it. They were just bored. And, God, it's infuriating. It's infuriating to break it down at this level and realize it came from male boredom.
I mean, it's two different types of boredom. I will say that. Ryuk is bored and wants entertainment.
He's bored on like an existential kind of level.
He lives in a dead world. Nothing's happening around him. The only thing that they do for fun is like gamble. Mm-hmm. But even then, the stakes aren't all that high when you gamble, when all you need to do to get more, because they're gambling their life around.
Right.
But to get more life, you just need to write down a human's name, and then you got more money to gamble with.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a whole lot of meaning. I hate using the word boring, but it's a mundane existence.
Yes.
And so I feel like, Ryuk drops the Death Note because he wants a show. Mm-hmm. He wants to stick his little finger
in the soup.
Yep. And watch the soup scurry around.
Yep.
Light's bored because he needs a challenge.
Okay.
Light is a high school student who gets good grades and is the perfect son and does everything he's supposed to do, and he's sick of it. School's not hard. I doubt this boy really needs to study all that much. Mm. I mean, we can see he doesn't.
He doesn't. I mean, he says that, he still has to put in time for, like, studying. Like, when he plans out, like, his day of, like, he's only got so much time to kill people because he has to put some time into school. So, like, he's doing his homework at least.
Yeah, and he goes to cram school.
Right. So, like, he has studying time, but it doesn't seem that hard for him.
No. I mean, he comes home with his grades for his mother, and she's like, "Oh, top of your class again."
He's just like, yeah, whatever.
And he's like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
He's bored because he has no challenge.
Question.
Yeah.
What if boredom is an excuse? Because we could see Light as a psychopath who has always been able to do the right things because this is what society wants him to do. So he is going to put on that persona of the good child, the best student, the all-around, like, great guy that all the girls want. He has crafted his persona, and he has done it at such a good level that he has fooled everyone around him, and now he is bored with it. And what he really wants to do is fuck some shit up.
I can also see that. He's still bored in a way.
Yes.
He is bored. And I still think from that, he's still looking for a challenge, because he's perfected that.
Yes.
He's figured out how to wear that mask perfectly.
Right.
But now, what if he wears that mask perfectly and murders people?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Kind of jumping forward a little bit with when we see Light without his memories and what he could have been if the Death Note didn't fall into his hands. And I don't think it is an accurate depiction of what Light would have been if the Death Note didn't fall into his hands. Because when he loses his memory, he still has the Kira case.
It's true.
If the Death Note never fell, if he never had access to it, I still believe he had the capacity to be a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it would have been on the vibe of, like, Dexter, where he's working with the cops, but he's also killing serial killers. But I feel like Light was always going to murder people. I feel like that was an inevitable fact that it was going to happen.
I'm fine with that reading of it, yeah.
And that's why it's kind of crazy, because with the boredom, I do feel like it was boredom from Ryuk. Obviously, he wanted something. But with Light, it felt like an excuse.
Okay, well, when we talk about excuses, though, so when we talk about Light's first couple of murders that he does, first, props to a man who's willing to read the instructions before doing anything.
Props.
Wow, how unrealistic.
And that's why I think Oba might be a man. Because only a man would believe, yeah, this dude's totally going to read the directions before he does anything else.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, so Light reads all the directions. Assumes this is some cringe bullshit. But what if?
But what if?
But what if?
But what if?
And I think his reaction to killing the hostage taker is realistic enough. Like, was that a coincidence? Mm-hmm. That shock of, oh my god,
Did this
work?
Right, because it goes against all laws of
it's
reality.
Right, and in the world of Death Note is fairly grounded in our reality.
Right.
Later, he tries it again, this time with an attempted rapist, who, for some reason, just tells everyone his full legal name.
Sure.
And he writes it down a couple times with different spellings. Side note, there's a rule that's not written down in his Death Note, but if you read other parts of it, there's a rule where if you misspell someone's name 4 times, they are immune from the Death Note.
Which means he had to have gotten it within the first 4 times.
If you look, at least in the English translation, the first attempt was correct.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So his first attempt was correct, but he tries like 6 times. So if he got it right on like the 5th or 6th one, that rapist is walking free.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, so he kills a rapist, or an attempted rapist, with a truck.
That's right. Yes.
And that's a moment where he's like, oh shit, it's real. And there's a few panels of him dealing with the fact that he's now murdered someone. And he has to come to grips with the fact that he's now murdered someone. And part of me feels like his entire Kira personification that he creates was to deal with the guilt of murdering 2 people without realizing it.
Okay.
Not necessarily that that's true or correct, but I feel like that's a possibility.
Okay.
Of the fact that
I feel that.
he, oh shit, I killed someone. Like there's a scene of him, like there's a panel of him hiding under his covers, thinking about what he's done.
That's true.
It does hit him, I don't want to say hard, because by the morning, he's figured out what he wants to do. He's now going to, who else is going to do it? Who else has the balls to kill bad people?
Yes.
Who else is going to do it?
Yes.
Clearly I could do it because I just did. And I feel like he's using his form of justice as an excuse for what he has done.
No, I definitely see that. I totally see that. And I feel like I don't want to give Light that much humanity.
I'm not even the Light liker.
I know.
I hate Light Yagami.
All right.
I despise Light Yagami. Every time he fucks up, I cheer. Every time he does something that's absolutely stupid, I get so excited. Because Light Yagami is the bane of my existence. I hate gay Republicans.
So I have a confession that I love Light Yagami. He is one of my favorite characters in all of anime. I cheered for him all the way. Each time he was met with people that just made the stupidest decisions. Every time I was like, yes, yes, baby, get more power. Rise to the top. I want you to be the god of everything. Because then I want to see you have the most glorious downfall of all time. And I just live for that. I live for that hubris downfall. And what is this whole story but the downfall of a man and his own hubris?
Yeah. You very much are, I want to see this character rise to the top and then fall. And you enjoy that. And I just seethe.
Yes.
The whole time. I am pissed off and angry through the entire thing, waiting for him to finally fail.
Yep.
And finally get what's coming to him. Which is 2 different ways of experiencing the medium. And I'm not going to say that I think Light is poorly written. Or anything.
No.
The reason why I hate him so much is because he's well written. He's a well-written character.
He really is. Because he's such a good depiction of excuses. You know, the first, chapter and a half, almost 2 chapters, where you're looking at almost the way he's drawn, the way his face is drawn is more soft.
Yes.
It's more baby-like. And you see that kind of getting harder. Like the lines get more angular as he's basically deciding, oh no, I am going to do this. And by the time that L has first appeared on his television, I feel like you've lost most of the lines. Like the lines are, or you've lost most of the softness. The lines are really prominent.
There is still definite softness to it, but much less so.
Yeah. It's taking over his face.
It is. It does very much take over his face.
I feel like it's almost not necessarily a loss of his innocence, but a loss of his first mask.
Okay.
As a human. Because he's been curating this mask throughout his life.
Yes, he has.
And now he's realized, I don't have to keep this on all the time. I can put this away and put it on when I need it. But now I can do this, which is what I really want to do. And that's where because again, it's relatively easy for him to come to terms with the fact that he's killed 2 people.
Yes. It does.
Pretty easy.
Like, because I talk about, how he has these panels where he's clearly broken up about it. But, like, a few days later, he's murdered many, many people.
Yes.
And
especially after Ryuk reveals himself.
Yes, by the time Ryuk shows up, it's like 5 days later.
Yeah.
And Ryuk has never seen someone use the Death Note so thoroughly before. Also, what adds on to Light's willingness to accept the fact that he is justice is that hubris. A huge driving factor for Light is his pride and how much of an ego he has. Huge reasons why he makes mistakes that he does is because he has that pride. Well, I mean, like, first chapter, he's already got a god complex.
He does!
He's going to be the ruler of this new world that he creates and will be the god of it. He already has this.
Yes. Does it say? That's only in the anime. Oh shit.
Yeah.
That whole opening monologue is only in the anime.
In the manga, he says, I will reign over a new world, is how he phrases it. At least in the official English translation. But the god of a new world is in the anime.
Okay.
There's something else I want to bring up about Light Yagami to keep in mind, is the fact that his sense of justice is very immature.
Yes.
He's very black and white in his thinking. I mean, one reason for this might be he is a child.
He is.
He starts this at 17, I think, which is a child.
Yeah, his brain ain't done forming.
It's not. He's also lived a fairly privileged life.
I mean, his dad is a pretty high up there cop.
Yes. And he makes enough money that his mom's a stay-at-home mom. He is living the middle-class Japanese dream.
Yep.
He wants for nothing. Criminals are also people who live hard lives.
Yes.
At the beginning, he does mostly stick to murderers. But something to keep in mind is most jails are not filled with murderers.
Yes. And also, the Japanese legal system is not perfect.
Oh, no legal system is perfect.
No. And the amount of people that might be in jail for murder does not mean all of those people did commit murder.
No.
Especially with the shitty justice system.
No, actually, in America, because it was easier for me to pull American stats than it is for me to pull Japanese stats, because that's where we live, there have been studies over the past 30 years where they have found over 200 inmates who have been put on death row who have now been found to be innocent. Statistically, that's still a fairly small number, 200 people. That's 4%.
But it's also the 200 people that were able to take their trial back to court. Because if it's 200 people, you can assume that not everyone had the accessibility to that.
True. That's also 200 murderers who got away. That's 200 people too many who were supposed to be put to death.
Via the terms of our legal system, yes.
And I'm sorry, but I don't think Light Yagami is going to do the research to make sure he's actually killing the bad ones. Exactly. He's just going to see their name on a list with a little picture of them and be like, good enough. It goes on in the notebook. Legal systems have issues, and this is one of the reasons why I'm against the death penalty, is the fact that we as humans make mistakes. And I think Light is living in his head enough to not realize that. He has the privilege to not have been exposed to that. Especially in the fact that, like, his father is a cop who is seeing the worst of the worst. That's what his dad's bringing home. To an extent, Light idolizes his father. He
does.
wants to be a cop.
Yes.
He wants to work for the Japanese police force.
Mm-hmm.
My point is I think that Light has a very simple sense of justice, a very black and white way of viewing things, which makes his justice not true justice.
No, it's not. And, I mean, the saying is that justice is blind, but it really isn't.
No.
It's true justice is not blind. Mm-hmm. True justice is seeing everything without, having on blinders or having preconceived notions, and that's not really possible with us being Cuban, because we are not perfect. No.
People are nuanced. Mm-hmm. Light Yagami can't see that.
No.
He doesn't understand that.
No, he doesn't understand nuance. And it's kind of going back to your idea of, was he kind of creating this Kira persona to, save himself from his guilt of, killing two people? He sat there and he's trying to rationalize with himself, is that not also a rationalization of, okay, well, now it's black and white because it's, are you for Kira or are you against it?
Yes.
So it almost feels as if he kind of uses it. He uses that black and white thinking and refuses to allow himself to grow, because then he would be able to see the error of his ways.
Yes. I'm glad we're on the same page about who Light Yagami is as a person, as a fan of him, and as someone who fucking despises him.
Yes, yeah. At least I love him for who he is.
Yes.
I don't depict him as something else other than he is. He's a terrible, flawed character, and I love him for it.
He's a piece of shit. Do you want to talk about Lindell Taylor?
Yeah, let's talk about Lindell Taylor.
Let's talk about Lindell Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Light's first big fuck up.
Big fuck up. Oh, buddy boy, you fucked up hard.
Light's, a week in to his wonderful murder fiesta.
Say that again.
His murder fiesta. He's enjoying it so much.
He is.
And he wants recognition. He wants people to know who he is. So at this point, he has noticed that people on the internet they've given him his moniker, Kira.
Which he's not super happy about because it's kind of derived from killer, but whatever. Asshole.
But I grew up with Akira in high school, so
whatever.
Whatever. A national TV broadcast comes on of this great detective, Lindell Taylor.
Everybody's heard of him.
Everyone's heard of the great detective L.
Yeah.
Lindell Taylor.
Yeah.
Who has now for the first time shown his face to public to tell Kira he's evil. And Light is so triggered.
So triggered.
By being called evil.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that you want to stop this justice and you do not see that this is the right thing to do. I'll show you. And murders him on live television.
You fucked up, boy.
You fucked up, boy.
You fucked up hard.
It wasn't national.
Nope.
It was from one specific area in Japan.
Yep.
Which was chosen because of the population density.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't L.
And it turns out that L had a suspicion of the first death.
He did, and he explains that when L reveals Lindell Taylor is a criminal who was on death row anyway. We know L is a gray character.
Mm-hmm.
But we can assume from what he explains in Volume 7 that he wants to do with a different criminal, that Lindell Taylor is probably a criminal who's on death row, who was told, do this stunt, and if you live through it, you'll get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when people were like, this is a bad thing for him to do, I don't give a shit. It was fine. It was a fine thing to do.
I mean, L doesn't have any power over the government authority that has put him, decided that he's on death row. So he wouldn't be able to stop it. He's just using the tools at his disposal, which happens to be this person who was already set to die on that day regardless.
Yeah. I doubt they had a gun to this guy's head being like, you better do this broadcast.
Yeah, no. They told him, do this broadcast and maybe you can go free.
Yeah, and I think he took it. So
yeah.
Elle comes on to explain that from how the killings started and how they've progressed, he can narrow it down to someone in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, he can narrow down that the first murder was the hostage taker. So at this point, L has already narrowed down from 7 billion suspects to about 40 million.
Yep.
There's still a lot of people.
It's still a lot of people.
But it's a hell of a lot less than 7 billion.
Yep.
Light's so flabbergasted.
He's so shocked that anybody could be as smart as he is, which is so ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
Buddy boy, have you never, ever been challenged?
See, and that's one of the that's why I think he wants a challenge, because he's never been challenged.
Yes.
He's never had that before. He's always been the big fish in the pond.
I thought Japanese schools were the best of the best.
And then a bigger fish just showed up.
You let this Republican boy just be the best at everything?
Yeah, they did.
That's it?
Yeah.
He doesn't even try that hard, and he's just the best at everything?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maybe he did have a reason to be so full of himself.
Yeah, beyond any mental things going on, because I don't want to get too deep into that, because I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, it's not my place to say.
Mm-hmm.
We can speculate all we want, but I also don't want to hurt the people who actually have those symptoms. But yeah, no, I don't think Light has been challenged. I think that's part of the reason why he wants a challenge.
Yeah.
He needs to put on a new mask because he's gotten sick of this old one. Because he's not challenged.
Yeah.
L becomes part of that challenge.
Well, I think you can see, like, in the anime, you know, and in the manga, I feel like you can see the bit of glee. Like, yeah, he lost, but now something's been, like, lit on fire inside of him.
Oh, and you can also see Ryuk is thrilled.
Oh, he's thrilled. He is like, yes, this is what I was hoping for. This is going better than I could have ever expected.
This is the good shit.
This is the good shit. I cannot believe those motherfucking demons up in the wherever they are looking down at me being like, God damn it, I wish I would have thought of that.
Hello, I am L. Recent analysis suggests that many citizens are experiencing anxiety regarding Kira. To assist the public, the International Task Force has launched the Kira Safety Survey. Participants will be asked to provide their full legal name, a recent photograph, current location, daily schedule, favorite sweets, and any public statements regarding justice. This information will help identify patterns to keep you safe. The survey takes less than 3 minutes. Visit lsafetyinitiative.org. This survey includes several ethical scenarios. For example, if you had the power to eliminate criminals instantly, would you use it? And if you did, would you consider yourself justice or something else? Refusal to participate will not be held against you. It will simply be recorded. Thank you for your cooperation.
What's your thoughts on Light's dad?
He's a cop. He's an idiot.
ACAB, yeah.
Yeah, it's... I feel like he sees what he wants to see. In, like, a lot of different ways. I don't know. I mean, he seems like, just somebody in Light's way.
Okay.
From the very beginning, I'm like, oh, he can't be around forever.
I mean, as a character, I don't have strong feelings either way. I think he's fine.
I think it's kind of obvious where Light might get some of his morals from.
Yes.
I
see, while he does have a character, he's not a prop character, but I think his character is important because how he affects Light.
Yes.
I think this is where Light gets his moral compass. I also see his father as someone Light wants the approval of. I see him as, maybe not approval isn't the correct word, but Light wants to emulate the justice he sees in his own father.
Okay.
He sees his father as a virtuous man, and I think Light wants to be that.
Okay. Almost not necessarily his modeling himself after his dad's ideals, but more of his dad is so constant in who he is and what he believes is right and wrong that he wants to be that sure of himself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think his father is a very influential person in his life. And we can see that the fact that Light wants to be a cop. like his father. And so I think it's a good idea to keep track of him as a character, just to see how Light progresses and what his father's doing at the same time. But a cop that I'm much more interested in is Matsuda.
I love Matsuda.
I love
I
Matsuda!
think he's so cute.
He's adorable!
Oh, I love him. He's such a lovable idiot.
He is, and I love that about him. I think it's really interesting. Where the anime first introduces him is at that Interpol meeting, which is a fine place to put him, because the other character in the manga that's there doesn't stick around. We never see him again.
Right.
But in the manga, we first meet him, and he's telling us the statistic that crime is down, and it's correlating to when Kira started killing. And I think that's a really interesting point, because Matsuda plays devil's advocate through the whole series.
Yes.
Like, he's still very much, we need to catch Kira, but he's always questioning, is Kira evil or is he actually good? Matsuda is the average person. I think Matsuda is the easiest person to put an audience member in.
Yes. He's the easiest member to superimpose the reader on top of.
Yes. He's low dog on the totem pole. He's made fun of
Constantly.
all the time.
Even by Misa.
Even by Misa.
Yep.
He does a lot of the busy work. He does the paperwork. He gets the coffee.
He's the one they throw to keep in charge of Misa.
Yes, they're just like,
go do this.
Be in charge of Misa. We don't want to deal with you. He's honest. He's trusting. He has almost this childlike energy to him. He's the youngest member of the task force, if you don't count Light and L.
Right. Original task force.
The original task force. Yes, he's the youngest one on there. And I also think it's important to notice that he looks up to Chief Yagami as a father figure. So Yagami is a father figure to two different people, one literally and one more metaphorically.
But I also think it's interesting because I feel like Masuda is the one that actually tries to emulate him, whereas
He does a better job
yes.
of emulating.
I feel like he actually sees Suichiro as he is, whereas Light has kind of...
Light has an idea of who his father is.
Yes.
Matsuda knows who his father is.
And it's interesting because Light has been around his father, especially by at least halfway through the series. He's been around his father long enough that he should know who his father is, but he never actually looks.
No.
He doesn't care. And I think it's very interesting because Light doesn't care about anyone.
No, Light doesn't care about anyone.
The only person that he seems somewhat interested in is L, but it's not even for who L is.
No.
It's just the challenge that he poses.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because Suichiro does feel like he has such a close bond with his son.
Yeah.
And of course Light would say, yes, my father, I'm so close to my father. That's why he made such a huge spectacle and show of when his dad died. Because he had, like, that's who his dad always said he was, so he had to be that. But, like, it's just a farce. Like, all of his relationships are a farce. His relationship with his dad is probably the most farcical.
It's the one that I think he wants to be the most honest, but it's probably the biggest lie.
I mean, at least when his dad is dying, he doesn't care. Not really.
In the act, no. But we'll get to it.
Cool. Put a pin in it.
So back to what Matsuda says.
Yes.
So the first time he's introduced in the manga, and he does say this in the anime as well, is he talks about how the crime rate is now down because of Kira. Make sure you know, is not that he's endorsing Kira in any way, it's just...
Observation.
An observation. Interesting observation in real life, that's not how it works. One of the reasons why I am anti-death penalty is that one of the reasons why people endorse it is because it's the idea that it deters crime. Deterrence is a theory that the existence of the death penalty will prevent potential murderers from actually committing a murder. The idea is fear deters people. Despite the appeal, people who commit capital offense don't think they're getting caught. Why would I need to worry about the death penalty if I'm not going to jail?
I'm not going to jail. I'm never going to get caught for
I'm
what I've
not
done.
going to get caught. There have been studies over the past 40 years of areas where the death penalty has been put in place. They've enacted the death penalty. And crime rate hasn't changed. It didn't go down.
Yeah.
And then they look at areas where they've taken away the death penalty. And the crime rate doesn't change. It didn't increase. There has been a weird phenomena that some studies have found. In areas where a person is executed, they're put to death, there's a slight increase in crime in that area for a little bit.
Interesting.
Very interesting. It needs to be studied more. But for the sake of Death Note, we have to put reality aside. A lot of the story hinges on the fact that Kira is lowering the crime rate.
So the death penalty can almost be seen a little bit abstract. There's a lot more steps that you have to go through to be able to get the death penalty.
A lot more steps. You have to go through a lot more.
Whereas in this sense, the world isn't positive that Kira is a person.
That is true.
A lot of people do believe that he is a god that has basically come down to this earth to enact judgment on people. And if it is a bit more abstract and it's like, well, you don't have to go through all of the steps to be able to get to the death penalty. Somebody just has to decide you're guilty enough and they'll kill you. I feel like in that regard, it could, but don't they later on say that ultimately it didn't change it forever? Like, things did kind of balance out?
No, not until light goes away.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the thing. People who... We're talking capital offenses. We're not talking small fry stuff that I don't think people should be going to jail for.
Yeah, like a weed charge.
Like a weed charge. The fact that, 64% of everyone incarcerated in America is just possession charges.
Insane.
It's not even drug trafficking charges. They're
it's
possession
just
charges.
Possession. Yeah.
Stupid. There's going to be the people who do things out of passion in the moment. A lot of people who do those kind of crimes... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It feels like there's either nobody's thinking about, oh, I'm going to get caught, or they don't care.
Yes. I was trying to figure out how to say I don't care in a way.
Because there are people that have said, like, oh no, I knew I was going to get caught eventually, but whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it, so I did it. And that's that. So nothing was going to deter them from doing it because something is just either they were traumatized to a point or something is just broken where they feel they need to do these things. Unless you have a supernatural cause of death, no one has any idea how it works or has any kind of control over, I don't think it's going to terrorize people unless it's at that level.
I want to put this into perspective. I don't think people are going to give a shit until it affects them personally.
Yes.
COVID. People didn't give a fuck.
They didn't.
Lots of people were dying.
Yes.
And there were still people out there who just did not care.
Yes.
And didn't do what they were supposed to do, and they didn't mask up, and they didn't stay home, and they didn't care until it affected them. And I feel like this would be a lot of the same thing.
It would. But I also feel that, what was the death toll? Do we have a final, range of number?
We do not.
Okay.
End of chapter 1, beginning chapter 2. Interpol has an estimated death count, but they're like, there's more.
Okay.
There's more that we don't know about, and we know that. So, after chapter 1, you can immediately throw out a Kira death toll automatically.
Okay.
The number is already too high, they've lost track.
Okay. And in that sense, statistically, I feel like Kira would be touching a lot of people's lives, and it would be directly affecting people to where I feel like it could really, but at that point, you're looking at, if in the real world, you're looking at a huge Big Brother type state that is watching everything.
Yeah. And at this point, I don't think the world has moved to that. When they're noticing that the crime rate is lowering, I don't think it's gone to that.
No.
Maybe to an extent where in part 2, when they're like, America has decided that they are not going to oppose Kira. Maybe. But at this point in the story, I don't think that's how it would work.
Yeah, it just seems to... I mean, if anything, it would be a quick snap reaction to the news of this happening, of maybe crime rates would fall over like a couple weeks, a month maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because people are like, oh, what's going on? But other than that, I don't think it would make... I think you're right, that it would not make a significant impact on crime. And a lot of people that do crime think that they're in the right anyways.
Yeah.
So, well, Kira, if he's all-knowing, then he'll know that I wasn't actually bad.
Yeah. He'll understand.
And especially after we see the cult following that follows for Kira, it's... Yeah, I feel like it would bounce back. If it did drop, it would bounce back fairly quickly.
But I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, because this story is fairly grounded in reality, because the one supernatural thing about it is the Death Note, which has very stern rules that it follows, and then the Shinigami realm where it came from. Beyond that, it feels like it's grounded in reality.
It does, yeah.
And it's just something that I wanted to point out, that in real life, that's not how it would work.
Yeah, this isn't how it works.
Not that it makes me hate the series, it's just something I noticed. Let's talk about the FBI.
Oh, the good old FBI.
Specifically, Ray Penber.
God, I hate this douche.
He's not great. He's very stupid. And he's kind of rude to his fiancée.
I feel about Ray Penber the way that you feel about Light. Irredeemable asshole. Hated him. Super happy when he was dead.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I see, I don't feel strongly either way.
He was such a dick to his fiancée.
He's a big dick to his fiancée.
This is also going off of no knowledge of the Los Angeles BB murder case.
I have all the knowledge.
But we're not going to talk about that. If we're just going off of the knowledge that we have that came from Naomi, she's a great FBI agent. She's real smart. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta put the BB murder cases aside for a second, because no, she wasn't, but that's okay.
Yep. As far as we know, at this point in time, unless you're a nerd and you've read the novel, which I do not suggest.
But there's a great part in the novel that BB talks about being an aggressive top.
Oh my god, you're right.
It's perfect. It's the best line. He doesn't submit to nobody, not even traffic lights.
Jesus.
There are some brilliant, hilarious lines in that novel, but it is so hard to get through it.
Right? I mean, like, if you read it for nothing else than the beautiful American name, Beyond Birthday.
Beyond Birthday. I kind of love Backyard Bottom Slash.
Oh, God. I just can't. I can't. It's so bad.
But you can't forgive the teenager, Quarter Queen.
It gets worse. Please, just Google American names. Anything. Other than what you did.
We know that BB should have been short for Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. I would have taken Billy Bob. It would have
Bob.
been much more realistic.
No, it was rough. It was rough.
It's so rough, I try not to remember it.
I finished it Monday.
And I still ask you, why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I wanted to make sure that my knowledge was secure. In knowing that Naomi was an awful FBI agent.
She was so bad. She's such a bad FBI.
Everything she does in that entire novel is pretty much BB telling her what to think.
Yes.
Manipulating her into figuring out the case he's made.
I need to make it very clear. He's not trying hard to manipulate her.
No.
He's not playing 3D chess. He's not playing checkers. He's playing tic-tac-toe. That's it. And he just wraps her around his little finger. BB poses as L the entire time.
Yes.
And then, surprise, it turns out that he was actually the killer all along. He just hid at the crime scene and then waited until all the investigators got there and then climbed out from under the bed.
Yes. She just... not trusting of him, but all of the conclusions she makes is because he leads her to them. And the only thing she figures out on her own is that the fourth murder victim, and she figures this out as he's doing it, that the fourth murder victim is actually a suicide. And that BB is going to kill himself, and so she goes and stops him from killing himself. One of the interesting things about that novel which we're getting away from the point.
We are.
But I think one of the interesting things about that novel is the fact that if you're first time reading it and you don't know the spoilers that we just told you, is that it seems very much like Elle has just shown up at the scene of the crime and is helping Naomi, and they're thinking about it together. But if you pay attention to the things that BB does as Elle, they're not quite right. The way he sits, he wraps his arms all the way around his legs, and Elle just places his hands on his knees. Elle does drink coffee in liquid form. BB drinks coffee so that it's more like sugar with a little bit of coffee in it. Elle does use utensils.
Yes.
And BB just reaches into a jar of jam and just eats it.
Just eats it.
He just eats it. So there's little things that he does. Elle doesn't actually bite his fingernail. He touches his thumb to his lip. BB bites his fingernail. So there's just these little details that at first glance, you don't really think much about it.
Right.
But then looking back through it, you can see this is not
right.
Elle.
Yeah,
That's not right.
This isn't right. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, thinking about it, she didn't know who Elle was.
She didn't know who Elle was. She wasn't.
So she wouldn't have necessarily known that. But the fact that she was, she wasn't super trusting of him, but she also didn't really question him too much.
Not really. Well, because she runs to the bathroom after meeting him for the first time. She runs to the bathroom and she calls Elle on the phone and says, hey, there's this guy, tells him about him. And I think at that point Elle knows that that's BB. But also Elle knows that BB is trying to emulate him. And he asks her, was he cool?
Little loser.
And Naomi tells him no. She actually, I don't remember the full quote, but she pretty much goes on to say that he's such a loser. She's surprised he hasn't killed himself yet. So Elle tells her to work with him and keep an eye on him, because Elle knows.
Yeah.
Elle's not dumb. Elle knows.
Elle knows.
I'm not sure why Elle wasn't just like, stay right there. Let me go send Watsuri, and he's going to pick up BB for me, because I know he's there.
Right.
But then you wouldn't have a novel, which might have been better for the world. But then again, we wouldn't have had that beautiful, aggressive top traffic light line, so...
And we also never would have known that Naomi Misora was a shit FBI agent.
Shit FBI agent.
Shit. Absolutely. But putting that out of our brain, let's go back to Ray Pember.
Let's talk about Ray Pember.
Who has said his wife was an FBI agent, and has said that, you know, she was good, whatever, but she's a woman. And they're gonna get married. And you can't do that. You gotta be at home taking care of me and taking care of my babies.
That's pretty much what he says.
Fuck Ray Pember. Fuck him. Hate that douche. Do not like him. If you read the BB murder cases, maybe he had a point.
Maybe he had a point.
Maybe he was trying to make sure his wife didn't accidentally make friends with a murderer again. But putting it out of our brains, he was a douchebag. And I think he got what was coming.
He's also really stupid.
He's so dumb and full of himself.
Well, because, like, he's trailing someone. And what he knows about the person that he's supposed to be looking for is that they need a name and a face to murder someone. Right? And he's trailing Light. I know he decides, can't be this kid, because he's a normal-ass child. But I'll just finish up today and move on. And it just happens to be the day that Light decides to make his move to figure out who this guy is who's been following him and driving Ryuk up the wall. FBI agent, you're sitting on a bus, it gets hijacked. You hear the person you're tailing in front of you say to his date, hey, I'm going to try to get his gun away, because my dad's a cop, so I know what I'm doing. Do you hand him your ID so he can see your name and face, and so that he'll trust you? Or do you do anything else? Anything else?
Well, we also know that the author was not American, because he would have known. The FBI agent would have said, that's a dumb fucking kid. I guess I'm going to watch this kid get killed today.
That's true.
Guess I'm going to watch this kid get killed because I am not blowing my cover.
Yeah, listen. In America, a kid getting shot in a bus is like the third news headline on a Tuesday.
It made the news?
Right?
Wow.
Sorry to say it, but it's really not a big deal for
It's
an
not.
American.
It's not a big deal.
I mean, it is, in general, it is horrifying to see a child get murdered. But I feel like...
It is too commonplace here.
Yeah. I feel like a trained FBI agent wouldn't have done that.
Really not. And especially with the stakes that it was at, the fact that America was sending FBI agents to a different country,
Yes.
100% they never would have done that.
No. So the fact that he did...
Idiotic.
Stupid.
What was the Japanese government gonna do? Oh, you let a kid die? You should have stepped in? No.
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 Are they even aware?
Because they're never going to know. No, they don't have no idea that there's FBI agents there.
Yes. I think the only people that are aware are Elle.
Elle's the only one who knows.
Yes.
People don't find out until all the FBI agents are killed. Another example of Ray Penber being a moron is when Light confronts Ray as Kira. Mm-hmm. With his genius disguise of a hoodie and a beanie. No Republican child has a hoodie and a beanie.
None. That's Antifa wear right there.
That's Antifa wear. And he threatens Ray because he knows about his loved one. And he just gives away the fact that his fiance's there in town.
Just gives it away.
Just gives it away. This guy is awful
Absolutely
at interrogation.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
Embarrassment to the force.
Yes.
But killing Ray Penber, Light Yagami makes another mistake. I mean, in the moment, it feels ingenious that he's able to convince this FBI agent to kill himself and all the other agents.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But you had him stay on the train for more than one rotation. I've been on Japanese public transport. It's nice. Mm-hmm. It's clean. Mm-hmm. You still don't want to stay on it for more than you gotta.
Right.
The fact that he makes Ray stay on there for more than one rotation gives it away.
It's foolish.
It's foolish.
Really foolish, yeah.
It is a huge oversight. Mm-hmm. And that tells Elle to look at people that Ray Penber was looking at.
Yes.
Which leads him to Light. Because the list is 2 families. And Elle already has an idea of who Kira is as a person.
A student. Smart.
Yeah, a smart student who is well off, who has a childish idea of justice, and Light fits it.
Light fits that MO perfectly. Like, obviously perfectly.
Because right after this is where Elle bugs the house. Mm-hmm. Elle, at that point, knows it's Light. He just needs proof now.
Exactly.
And just a reminder, that's the beginning of Volume 2.
Oh, jeez.
It takes him 1 volume, and he knows who Kira is.
Yes. And Light was not good at what he did.
No.
He was not good at what he did, ultimately. He believed he was. Mm-hmm. He really did believe that he was so crafty, and that really it was just, a simple little mistake and happenstance that brought Elle to his door. But it was really a series of
poor decisions
and not thinking things through all the way. And also really just thinking that he's the smartest one in the room. That's it. Like, nobody else can beat me, so I shouldn't have to try that hard. Love him.
Ah!
I will bring this up, actually, at this point. So, in the opening theme song for the anime, they depict Ray Penber and Naomi Misora as Michelangelo's Pieta, with Ray Penber being the Jesus figure, and Naomi Misora being the Mary figure. And why?
It looks cool, Caitie.
Yeah, it looks cool, but, like, Ray Penber was not the Jesus character. Oh, I hate it. It makes me so upset. I mean, if you look at what happens to Naomi later on, arguably, she put herself in that situation. Mm-hmm. Like, she put herself into that situation, and I feel like she also thought she was a little too smart for her own good.
I mean, the author said that in the 13th volume, he says that he had to kill off Naomi sooner than how he had hoped, because she was figuring out information too quickly in his writing process. Because she figures out that Kira can kill in more ways than just a heart attack, which Elle doesn't figure out until they're tracking down the 3rd Kira.
Yes.
if she stayed around for much longer, this series was about to be real fucking short. It's the smartest thing she's ever done in all of canon. But unfortunately, the author also says she has like a 0 score in luck. Props to her for like using a fake name to start.
Mm-hmm.
Should have given him a second fake name.
Should have.
You know what she should have said? She's like, tell Elle that my name is Backyard Bottom Slash, and he will know instantly who it is.
He will know instantly who I am. Tell him Beyond Birthday sent me. Oh, God.
And he would know. He would know instantly.
Mm-hmm. He'd be like, I know that bitch.
I know that bitch. Bring her in.
I know. Yep, bring her in. She can tell me exactly who it is. This is gonna be fine. Easy, dandy, done. What's my next case?
Nah, but he needed to kill her off, so he had her do the number one mistake you can do with a killer who just needs your face and your name to kill you.
Give him your name when you're standing right in front of him. Yeah, and she didn't really have... I mean, I think she really was too intoxicated with the idea of, I can help Elle solve another case.
Yes.
And did you really help him solve the first one?
No. She stopped Beyond from killing himself. Anything else you want to say about Naomi?
No.
If you don't have the negative connotation to the character that we do because we did too much studying.
It's sad.
It is sad.
Yeah,
and seeing her walk up to this picture of a noose is heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark.
It is.
It is very dark.
It's very somber, very...
Seeing light in a darker sense than how it started. Because
and in this one, yeah, there were people actively trying to, catch him with the FBI agent. But this woman was more or less innocent. She wasn't an FBI agent that was tracking him. No. She was just there with her husband. Yeah. And she dies. Mm-hmm. The way that he treats her as well is also very interesting because it is very misogynistic.
Oh, well, Light hates women.
Yeah, just hates them. Absolutely. And it's interesting because I truly do think he hates all humans. Yeah. He just hates all humans, but for some reason, he has a certain disdain for women.
He does.
Which, why? What does it matter, bro? If you hate everybody, just hate them all equally.
You'd think, but that's not how the conservative mind works.
No. Woman bad.
Women bad.
Woman ate apple, was bad choice, now everything else cause of her.
Well, Caitie, I think it's time to talk about Nyssa's favorite character.
Yep, it is time. It's time for us to finally meet the boy.
Elle. I fucking love Elle.
I like Elle, don't get me wrong. He's a great character. I really enjoy him. I also think his downfall is hubris. But we'll get to that.
We'll talk about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Actually, when I picked up the book this time, get rid of all of my preconceived notions, because I remembered I liked Elle. Mm-hmm. He was one of my favorite characters in high school. He was like top 3 boyfriend material in young emo Nyssa's brain.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I believe my order was number 1 was Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Number 2 was Inuyasha from Inuyasha.
Okay.
And number 3 was Elle from Death Note.
All right. You know how to pick them.
I knew how to pick them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this time I looked at him and I was like, he's not my type. It didn't take long. It didn't take long for me to be like, never mind. I love this little gremlin.
Right back in the place of number 1 in my heart.
Ah, I love him.
I do love the fact that he was supposed to be an ugly character. And the artist tried.
The artist tried.
He tried, but what is that? What an attractive man.
That's an attractive man with some cute little toes.
Yeah, some cute little wiggling finger-like toes that are a little weird. They kind of freaked me out, but it's fine. It's fine. I do get him on a molecular level when it comes to the sweet consumption. Mm-hmm. Yes, I consume sweets at the rate that he does, but I don't use my brain nearly as much.
No, heavens no. When I was younger, I didn't actually eat a lot of sweets, and now that I'm older, I eat a lot of sweets, mm-hmm. which is why I was skinny when I was younger, and now I'm not. That's okay. At least
it's worth it.
It is.
It's worth it.
I'd rather eat a cake than be skinny. He's a weird character. He's a little bizarre. And he is very smart. Mm-hmm. I think something that really works in his favor really well, that I don't know if it's obvious right away. I guess it depends on how you read the character. Because he's very calm for the most part. And he has a very understated personality. He has a very dry personality.
Yes.
He's really good at reading other people, though.
Yes.
To a bizarre extent. Like we mentioned before, he already figured out who Kira was as a person.
Yes.
And at that point, we have to understand that Kira is just an enigma. He is an idea. And just from watching how he kills, he's able to come up with a complete character profile that is very accurate.
Right.
Which sometimes you wouldn't think of as someone who is so... Again, I'm trying to stay away from medical diagnoses. But someone who does not follow social norms, as Elle does.
Right.
Can so easily read the reactions of other people as well. Elle just looks at someone's reaction and he knows so much about them.
Yes.
Which I think is a very interesting character.
It is, yeah. And especially because it feels like Elle doesn't perform the emotions that Light does. Light performs the emotions without understanding the underlying reasons to them, whereas Elle doesn't perform the emotions, but he does understand the reasonings behind them.
Yes.
And able to, like, diagnose them and pick them apart.
Yeah.
Whereas Light doesn't have that deep of an understanding.
No.
Ultimately, I don't think he cares. He doesn't care to have a perfect persona. He just needs to be good enough to fool these idiots.
I think a big part of that is because if Elle decided to join normal society, he would be forced to put on a mask.
Yes.
He chooses not to. And I think that helps him read other people who have a mask.
Yes. And I think it's also interesting that he's found a way for himself to not wear a mask. But at the same time, he wears so many masks.
He does.
Because he has so many different names. He has so many different monikers for himself.
Yes.
Like, I mean, aren't the top three
top three detectives are Elle.
Are all Elle.
Apparently, he had the Great Detective Wars with them, and he came out on top. As his trophy, he took their names.
Yes. He's created this kind of place for himself in the world where he can be himself, but also at the same time be shielded away from people that would judge him. And he's found that himself, whereas Light has had to have it given to him.
Yes.
The Death Note had to be given to him for him to understand, oh, I can operate as what I want to be openly this way by creating a different mask. But he didn't create that. He just took it. So yes, the duality of the two.
But also, a great thing that you have to understand about Elle. I've noticed this, fanfic writers, that some of you miss this. And it is a quintessential part of his character. And if you don't understand this, then you don't understand Elle. Elle is a liar.
He is.
Elle is a huge liar. It's not like he's a reactionary liar, where he's like, someone has said something, I have to lie back. He lies with purpose. The author has said, every time Elle throws a percentage out, he's lying. He does not mean it. Particularly, a lot of times people will ask, hey, what's the likelihood of Light being Kira? And a lot of times he throws out a very low percentage. And it's to lower your guard. Because in all actuality, it's more like 90%. He is sure from the beginning of Volume 2 that Light is Kira. But he wants to lower people's guards around him. And he also is looking for reactions out of people. He wants to see how they react to what he says. So a lot of that is him lying. There are also two other lines, big lines, that people like to latch onto, that the author has confirmed are lies.
Okay.
The real big one. It's set in Volume 4, and it's when Elle says that Light Kun is my first ever friend.
Okay.
The author has confirmed that that was a lie.
Okay.
And he's looking for Light's reaction.
Okay.
The author has also confirmed that Elle hates Light.
I think that's obvious.
It is obvious.
Yes.
But I feel some of you fanfic writers need to know this. That Elle hates Light. It's fine if we have to talk about the ship.
We have to talk about the ship.
We have to talk about the ship.
Of course we do.
Neither Caitie or I are L light shippers.
Nope.
But I'm gonna say, I grew up in a time where it was okay to ship things that were no way canon.
Yes.
And I do understand the fuel behind it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some very gay scenes between these two.
Oh, yes.
It's just not my thing.
Mm.
And I think within the realm of canon, it would never happen from the fact that
They hate each
they
other.
hate each other.
They hate each other.
They don't like each other.
No, they really don't.
They have an obsession with each other from the standpoint of they're trying to beat each other. They hate each other.
It's pretty obvious that Light hates the fact that Elle is challenging him at the same time that he wants a challenge. He wants a challenge because he wants to be able to not be bored, but at the same time he looks down on Elle because Elle is immortal and Light is a god.
Yeah.
Light is a god, and Elle hates Light because he sees Light and he sees him for what he is, at the core, a raving lunatic with a god complex.
Yes.
And he's not even that bright. He's not even that bright. He's just more evil than everyone gives him any kind of credit for.
Yeah.
I rail against the ship because it just feels completely devoid from reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it almost cheapens the two characters. But I'm never gonna yuck somebody's yum.
Yeah.
So ship them all you want.
Yeah, like I'm fine with people shipping them.
Yeah.
I don't ship them. Like if you're gonna argue with me that canonically it could have worked, I'm gonna tell you you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But if you ship them because you enjoy it, that's fine. I too enjoy ships that would never actually work.
Yeah.
They don't make sense in canon.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes. It's totally fine. It's like, but if I read a fan fiction of a Light Elle pairing, it would be like me reading a fan fiction, a smutty fan fiction about the Donald Trump and Melania. And I don't want that. I don't want to read that. I'm going to vomit.
No.
So I'm not going to read it. But if you like that, you do you, buddy.
You do you.
You do you.
It's just not our thing.
Just not my thing. But I do feel that there is a connection between the two, and Light would never admit that. But I think that Elle would. And I think that Elle kind of does towards the end.
Yes, he does.
He's not happy about it.
No.
But he does admit.
We'll get to it, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I remember reading that he had said it was 100% false. That's interesting.
For those who are interested, page 64. Elle has no friends? Nope. And when he says that Light is his first friend, that's a big lie. He never considers him a friend. He probably secretly thinks really negative things about him.
Okay. Who do you think Elle's first friend was?
Watari.
What a loser.
What a loser. This old man was your first friend.
Wow, your babysitter was your friend. Cool.
The man who dresses you in the morning.
Right? Your butler, basically. Good lord. I do love Watari, though. He's so cute.
He is. I'm a little concerned about his backstory, but that's fine. The whole idea of that big part of who Elle is that he does lie to people. Mm-hmm. And he knows he lies to people. And he does it with intention.
Yes. And I think that it's a conscious thing that he does to lie to people. Whereas when you look at Light, it's almost an instinctual ability to lie.
For Light, it's a compulsive thing.
Mm-hmm.
For Elle, it's a deliberate thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also printed out a huge list of random facts about Elle. Because I love him.
Let's hear him.
Okay, get ready for your Elle trivia. He hates socks.
I like socks. My feet get cold.
I do too, like socks. He hates socks. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but he does know the fighting style capoeira, which is a fighting style that uses feet.
Of course.
Kicking. Funny thing, though, is that it was accidentally added in.
Oh.
Because the artist drew him kicking, and people pointed out, this is very similar to this fighting style. And so they just ran with it.
I love that.
According to the BB murder cases, he learns it from Naomi.
Throw it out. Throw it out. If he learned it from Naomi, it was probably shit.
His heritage. He is 1/4 Japanese, 1/4 English, 1/4 Russian, and 1/4 of something else, like French or Italian. So we can call him a white boy and get away with it.
Yeah, he's just a white boy.
He has no internal clock.
That tracks as well.
Mm-hmm. He uses a human washing machine to bathe.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He bathes by using a human washing machine. Watery built him like a washing machine that you use for your clothes, and Elle just puts himself in it, and he bathes that way.
One of the laziest motherfuckers around. Seriously.
Watery dresses him every day.
Because if he didn't, he'd walk around nude.
His whole wardrobe, it consists of the same kind of jeans and t-shirts. He uses the toilet by standing on the lid.
I know we're not trying to diagnose anybody, but I feel like this man might be a little autistic.
He might have some tism.
He might have a touch of the tism.
He might be a little tism, yeah.
Tism inclined.
Before starting his work as a detective, or more of his hobby, he played with financing, selling and buying stocks, which is how he became a billionaire before he was a teenager.
So what you're telling me is he manipulated the stock
He
market?
manipulated the stock market as a child.
All right. Is it illegal for you to buy stocks under the age of 18?
He had Watery do it.
Oh, goddamn.
He said, Daddy Watery, these are the stocks I want you to put money in.
No. Correction. Friend Watery.
Sorry, friend Watery.
First friend Watery. Buy me some stocks, good sir.
I am going to say, though, like, in the manga, there's, like, this big build-up to L revealing his face. And I guess the anime tries to do that, but it fails because L appears multiple times in the opening.
Yeah.
And so, like, a first-time viewer can figure out who L is from the opening.
Right.
I think more modern-day mangas handle that better because they'll hide faces of important characters until after they're introduced.
Yes.
And I think maybe that would have been more impactful if they had done that with Death Note, but that was before the time that they had started doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So...
or you could just do what Oda's been doing since the 90s and just drawing silhouettes that look nothing like the actual character. At all.
A lot of the pictures of L, before you see his face, he has a different posture. He sits differently. It's almost like they hadn't ironed out all of his quirks before they started the manga. Which would not surprise me. Before we move on, there's one more thing I want to point out about L.
Yes.
So we talked about boredom. Caitie, why do people have hobbies?
Because without them, our existence is stupid and I want to murder myself.
Right. We become bored. All of this is a hobby for L.
Wait, he doesn't get paid for this?
He gets paid, but he doesn't do it for the money. He calls it a hobby.
Oh.
He actually has a speech in one of the short stories. Nier has a flashback to L. It's the only time in the manga where he meets L, which is through a screen. And L tells the children of the Whammy House, "Solving complicated cases is my hobby. If you wish to measure good and evil by the law, then I'm also a criminal who has committed various evil acts. It's just like how you guys want to solve puzzles or video games as quickly as possible. It's a game, a hobby. That's why I only take up cases that interest me. It's not about justice, and in order to solve a case, I will do anything. I am a cheater who hates to lose."
So... evil knows evil.
Evil knows evil.
Okay. And maybe that's why it was so easy for him to pinpoint who it was. Because he's just looking for himself.
Yeah. Many times he compares himself to Kira. He sees Kira as someone who does have intelligence. Maybe not his level of intelligence, but someone who has intelligence. And someone who is childish. Someone who hates to lose. And L hates to lose. And that's part of why he enjoys this game so much.
They are so similar. Isn't that also kind of why they hate each other?
Oh, yeah.
When you think about the downfall of L, it almost seems ridiculous. Of like, how did you let this happen? How did you let this happen, though? Because he did know.
He did.
He knew from the beginning that Light was Kira.
I have thoughts, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Okay, now that we've talked for 27 minutes about Elle.
Jesus. Hi, it's future Caitie and Nyssa. We messed up.
Yep.
We forgot that this is one of our favorite anime and manga, and that we had a lot to say about it. So it's gonna be a little bit longer than we thought it was.
Yep.
So we'll see you in a part 2. Hopefully not a part 3, but maybe. Who knows?
Sorry.
Bye. Butthole.